Hello, I'm Dr. Gerics, principal of Edgewood High School. So before Edgewood, I was at multiple places, but most recently I was the assistant principal over at Conneaut High School. And before that, I was the elementary campus assistant principal at Lakeside, Asheville. And before that, I worked out of central office for Cleveland Metropolitan School District. In that, basically I had 34 schools and I oversaw certain things in all 34 of those schools. I really like Edgewood. I've really enjoyed getting to know the staff, getting to know the students. We have a great crew here. The kids are really good. And it's just been a pleasure, and I'm still learning names and trying to get to know people, and but so far it's been really great. So the subject I taught before becoming principal was, I was a high school social studies teacher. So I taught U.S. history, world history, government, sociology, psychology, all the ologies, geography. So anything social studies related, I taught it. That's a good question. Edgewood historically has always been a high school that has experienced a lot of success when we look at county schools. And so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Edgewood as principal. And really when I think long term for this building is I really want to continue along the path of success that's already been established for both students and staff. And really, there's a phrase that if it's not broke, don't fix it. And so it's not really about overhauling systems. It's about how do we really foster more student inclusivity into things that go on in the building. And so really, I would like to, if we look long term, to continue to foster student buy-in into what we do here at Edgewood. That's a really fun question. And so being a social studies teacher, I think there's always been a lingering thought, did Neil Armstrong really walk on the moon? And so that would be the conspiracy theory that I would probably believe into, because when we look at the time period when he walked on the moon, we had to beat the Soviets for nation morale. And also when you look at different things like the flag, there's no wind on the moon, so why is the flag waving? And so that would probably be one conspiracy theory that I would probably buy into.
All right, I'm Space Nerd. I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one.
Can't make it. Can't make stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck!
More doors or wheels in the world? I think probably in looking at Lake Erie, there's more wheels because people always throw their tires into the lake. I've yet to see a door. So I'm gonna go with wheels in the world. Yes, so the answer is yes. We're going to have a principal advisory group this year, and more information will be coming out about that. But it's going to kind of merge paths away from student council. So student council really should focus on those outward-facing events like community service, building school spirit, and principal advisory group is really going to focus on inward issues at the school, like tackling how do we get students who are chronically absent to school. A lot of times adults are making those decisions and they don't really ask the students, and you guys are the ones we should be asking, because you're the ones who are going to tell us why I'm not showing up to school. So yes, there is going to be one. It may look a little bit different than it has in the past, but there will be a principal advisory group. Oh man, see, that's a tough question. So I like all types of genre music, and it really kind of goes with my mood that I'm in. So I oftentimes find, like, when I get in my car in the morning, the volume to where I was listening to the music was way louder when I got in at night than it is when I'm in the morning. And so, like, on the way in to school or to work, I like more calming, relaxing music. But when I work out, I like anything from rap to alternative to grunge to heavy metal. And I mean, I don't think there is a type of music that I don't like. I think it just depends on the mood that I'm in. If I'm angry, I stay away from anything that's gonna make me angrier. Now, am I staying there long term or am I just visiting?
Just visiting.
Okay. So I've always been fascinated with world history. So if I could, I would like to go see like the ancient civilizations. So what did, say, ancient Israel look like, and the Persians, and I think I would just take a field trip and scan and across the time periods. I would honestly, I would probably go back to the 90s, and that's when I was growing up. And the 90s was an awesome time period. One, because there was not a social media influence, so people had to talk to each other, interact with each other, and it was just, in my opinion, the best music came out of the 90s. It was just an emerging time for a lot of things. Technology was emerging, so I got the best of both worlds. But if I could stay in an era, that probably would be it, and plus I don't like getting older, so I was young in the 90s. I think there's a lot of cliches in education, but one thing I would say is, if we just really hold fast to like the golden rule, like treat others as you want to be treated, I think that's going to go a long way with how we interact with each other as students, how we interact from the different relationship angle of adult to student and student to adult. I'm really looking forward to being here and watching and seeing you grow, both as in educational and academics, and also as a person emerging who's about to be out in the world. So I'm, like I said, excited to be here.